Got a question. Ever felt like your thoughts get tangled up? Like they make sense in your head but not out loud? Welcome to Leave It to Larimore, the space where we slow down, speak up, and sort it all out. No experts, no script, just real talk, real people, and a real understanding. I'm your host, Bryant Larimore, and together, we're untangling life, one conversation at a time. Let's talk about it. So the thought of today is, how do you handle going through the process of grieving the relationship of a person who you once admired or looked up to or even pedestalized in essence, who brought you grave disappointment? How do you go through rebuilding that respect? Or, because in my opinion, this is something that is up for discussion as well. Can respect ever be regained? Once you lose respect for a person, can respect ever be regained? Can a person regain your respect? Once a violation has been made, it definitely hinders your ability to walk into that relationship with the same level of consideration that you once had. And I guess this is somewhat of a transparent moment. So we had a very close friend of the family who we started fellowshipping with and joined the ministry. And I believe that now, looking back on that situation, I believe that that was the play that got, this individual back into a position to be able to take advantage. And so, remained family friends for years. Mother passed away, father passed away, but this individual still remained family friends. And then there was kind of a disappearance in a sense. And there was a gap or a bridge in time where we really didn't see this individual. And the person just resurfaced just out of nowhere and came a pop-up visit, if you will, to my aunt, whom the friendship was the fondest with out of the family. And she was very, very close to the mom who had passed away. And he came and I hadn't seen you in so long. I just thought about you and I wanted to ride by and you happened to be in the yard. Oh, you look so good. Oh my goodness. I just hadn't seen you in so long. You just look well. Everything is so good. I just remember how mom used to just talk about you all the time and how she loved you. And, oh man, you were just part of the family, that type of conversation. And, just kind of left. And a day or so later, made a phone call and was, hey, I need a huge favor, and went in to make the request. Well, in between time, I got a phone call and I advised otherwise, just because it seems as if this individual had access to far more resources in a nearby proximity that would have made more sense than for him to have to reach out to her, but against that advice, she did it. And he, again, played off of the relationship and the history, and then pulled a disappearing act. And, I seen him, and, we had a short dialogue about it. And I definitely reminded him of how disappointing the act was, given that the trust was so there. There was so much trust there. So the expectation that you would take that level of advantage is just kind of disappointing. And, in some kind of weird spiel, it sounded like it was almost an attempt to play the game on me, but it just didn't kind of go anywhere. But I was told that he would make a valid effort to, do right by the situation. And naturally, I don't believe that it has been done. But, it's so wild that you can have so much admiration and respect for a person, and they can position themselves for you to lose it. And the question I have is, do you think that once respect is lost, is it a possibility that it can be regained? I know that some of you probably have had encounters with individuals who you admired, even from a mentorship perspective, or someone that you looked up to, and they just tremendously disappointed you in an unexpected way. And in some instances, I could imagine that it probably could be a situation that would yield anger, but because of the level of admiration, it was just disappointment. And you almost would rather had been angry. Like you would much rather had wanted to, just be angry, but instead the disappointment came, which seemed to be far more damaging and far more hurtful. And is there a way to regain the respect? I know that, we can forgive and, we can move on, but does that level of respect ever come back to where you could even see yourself in servitude, to this individual? And, the other question is, how do we relate that in a Christ-like manner to your religion and to your belief system and to your spiritual connection? Do you then look at that situation as something that has to be forgiven to the point to where you have to be open to put yourself back in that situation? Or is it something that you can utilize as growth, where you can see where you put too much trust or too much belief in a situation, or you didn't use the right level of discernment? And so now you have to kind of go back and reevaluate if there was something that you missed, so that if this encounter ever happens again, those things to be aware of. Or is it as simple as I should have just took the advice that was given to me? But just a question, just a question that I had, once that level of respect is lost, is that something that can be regained? Once you've been disappointed by someone that you looked up to, a teacher, a mentor, a friend, a relative, parent, once that respect factor has been lost, is that something that you can get back again? And what is the road to do so? Again, no professional I just have questions, and hopefully together we can untangle the answer. This is Leave It to Larimore, and I can't wait to sit down so we can talk about it. And also, make sure you tap into leaveittolarimore.com. Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Amazon, iHeart, Spotify, all of the platforms. I'm also TikToking, Facebooking, I'm Instagramming, and I am Snapchatting. So all of those avenues for us to communicate are accessible. You can go to leave.larimore. I believe that is our TikTok, leave.larimore. And that is also the Instagram. You can go to leaveittolarimore.com for the Facebook page. Also, leaveittolarimore.com is the website address. So that's a place where you can go and check out the contact tab and leave some information, some feedback. If there is a conversation that we need to have, you would like to have, if there's a collab that you would like to do, if there's perhaps a live show that we can do together, we can check it out there. But check out the website, give me some information, let's dialogue, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's find out where our commonalities are, and let's find out how we can come to common ground in other areas. Man, I appreciate talking to you, and I thank you so much for listening. It has been an awesome opportunity to have this conversation with you. And again, like I always say, let's talk about it. Hey, appreciate you for tapping in with Leave It to Larimore. This is where thoughts get untangled and understanding gets built. Remember, you don't need a title to have a voice, and you don't need all the answers to start the conversation. If something from today's episode made you think, hit that follow button, share it with somebody, and keep the convo going. I'm Brian Larimore, and until next time, keep thinking, and keep talking, and keep growing. This is Leave It to Larimore.